So what really sucks is when your voice sounds even worse than it normally does. I've got bronchitis, but that's not going to stop us because we are talking about bathrooms and we are kicking something off that's different this week, guys. We are doing bathroom week, all about bathrooms. So in today's video, we're going to kick it off and talk about how do you refinish your tub or your shower. If you've got an avocado green, powdered blue shower tub and you want to get rid of it, there is a way to do that cost effectively. And in fact, I did it in my own. So you're going to get to see how this looks 2.5 to 3 years later. And you're going to get to see this powdered blue tub get transformed by me. Tomorrow's video, we're going to talk about what if you actually want to just rip it out, the old avocado green, and replace it with a new tub. So you're going to get to see that project in progress. And you're also going to get to see me replace a toilet. Don't pay someone $100 to come and do it. You can do it yourself, and trust me, it's very easy. So you're going to get to see that tutorial on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to be replacing faucets. I don't really like plumbing stuff, but we're going to do it. And then Friday, I don't know what we're doing on Friday. We're just going to do like bathroom tips and ideas and tricks and things like that. So stick with me this week because every day, 5 videos, voice or no voice, we gonna do it. All right, guys, let's kick it off with tub refinishing. That sounds horrible. Tub refinishing, tub refinishing. Can't wait for my voice to come back.
Before we begin, let's quickly review what's in every bathtub refinishing kit and talk a little bit about safety. The kit comes with Part A color, Part B hardener, a non-skid additive, liquid primer, and etching cleaner. And you'll also get a paint tray, sandpaper, a tack cloth, gloves, a stick for mixing, a foam brush, and 2 paint rollers. But there are a few items you'll need to gather on your own. You will need some Ajax or Comet, a razor blade scraper, paper towels, a mask, trash bags, painter's tape, a blow dryer, and a fan or a proper vent. And be sure to thoroughly review the instructions before you begin and have plenty of air ventilation. Also, if you have old shower doors you'd like to remove, you should remove them before beginning. Scrape off any leftover sealant as well. After clearing out all of your personal belongings and making sure that there's positive airflow as well as good ventilation in the work area at all times, we are now ready to clean the bathtub. It's important to start by cleaning your bathtub thoroughly. Scrub the bathtub with Ajax or Comet and pay special attention to the heavy soap areas. Any residual soap residue left on the surface after cleaning will prevent bonding and cause failure. We do not want this to happen. It's not uncommon to clean your surface at least 2 or 3 times just to make sure that you've removed all of the soap and all of the Ajax or Comet. And when you think it's clean, go ahead and clean it once more. You can never be too sure. This step is very, very important. After thoroughly cleaning the tub, if you'd like, use a razor blade or sharp scraper to remove the caulk around the bathtub or walls. This bathtub only had caulk along the floor, so I did remove that. So the next step is to take a razor blade and check that you have removed all the soap scum and all of the cleaning agent from the tub. Now just be careful, don't cut yourself, but you will see a little bit of residue on your finger. So I did another wash, checked it with the razor blade, and everything was good to go. And we can move on to step 4, which is optional but recommended, using the etching cream. This Easy Etch paste will help to remove any residual finish from your bathtub. Use the Scotch-Brite pad provided and spread it throughout the entire surface, paying particular attention to the drain area, and don't forget the front. Now, if this is a clawfoot, cast iron, steel bathtub, or you're doing sinks and tiles, leave it on for 20 to 30 minutes. This is a colored tub, so we're going to leave this on for 30 to 40 and then rinse it really well. Next, while your bathtub is still wet, use the sandpaper that came in your refinishing kit to thoroughly sand down the tub. You'll want to pay particular attention, again, to the drain and rinse really well. If you have removed old shower doors, you'll likely have some holes that need to be patched, or you may just have some chips in your tub. You'll want to fill those now using the Bathworks Chip Repair Kit. Follow the instructions in the kit for how to patch and sand it smooth before moving on to the next step. If you've got a detachable shower head, give it a little shake to remove excess water. Then use a latex glove to prevent water from dripping onto the shower. Place it over the shower head. Tie it into a knot for extra security, and I always recommend tying a trash bag as well. in case there's any leaking. You'll also want to do the same for the tub spout. Again, tie it into a knot so it's extra secure. Be sure to dry all the parts of the bathtub, including the walls. Using the blow dryer, completely dry the surface of the bathtub. This is very, very important. Again, any moisture left on the surface could cause the product to fail, and I know you want great results. So pay particular attention to ensuring that the drain area is very dry as well. When the surfaces are very dry, use painter's tape around the bathtub and around any parts that need protection, including the tub drain. Your bathtub refinishing kit comes with a tack cloth. Use the tack cloth, rubbing it over the entire surface, cleaning any foreign materials from the bathtub or wall area. At this point, your bathtub should be smooth and ready to be rolled. You're now ready for the liquid primer. You'll pour the entire 1-ounce bottle of liquid primer onto the bottom of the bathtub. Using several paper towels, spread the material over the entire surface. Now remember, the paper towels will most likely soak up most of the liquid primer, so having a bunch of paper towels will prevent tearing and allow you to spread the primer much easier. And again, pay particular attention to the drain area and don't forget the front of the tub. Pour the entire Part B hardener into Part A color. You'll want to mix it up really good, and after you've mixed it, let it sit for 5 minutes. If your kit includes a non-slip additive, pour approximately 1 to 2 ounces of mixed material into the provided non-slip container. And using the same stir, mix it really well and then pour the mixture into the middle of your bathtub. Use your small yellow roller, rolling lightly both vertically and horizontally over the same area several times to create a smooth, even rectangle, and let this area dry for 10 minutes before moving on. If you've removed shower doors, you'll want to spray on a very thin coat of an oil-based primer called Kiehl's primer over the area where there was silicone caulk under the doors. Be sure to use paper towels to prevent any overspray. It's now time to paint. Pour the rest of the A/B mixture into the paint tray and use your foam brush to dab the paint all around the edges where the roller won't fit. This will typically be along the caulk line of the bathtub. Next, using the 4-inch wide roller, roll the first coat of paint towards yourself. And remember, do not dry roll. This is very important. You always want to make sure that you have a good amount of paint on your roller. And as you're painting, starting with the sides, you want to make sure that you reload that roller often. You want to keep it very wet. A good rule of thumb to remember to make this project easier to work and cleaner is to roll the inside walls of the bathtub, followed by the curves in the bottom. And you'll also want to save the front of the bathtub for last. A second coat can be applied right away following the same pattern, but be careful not to lean on the wet surfaces. And you'll want to dispose of all the unused materials and garbage as soon as you've completed the job, keeping it away from open flames, children, animals, or those sensitive to paint fumes. And of course, obey all the city and town codes for proper paint disposal. After 45 minutes, you are now able to remove the painter's tape. Very carefully remove it at a 45-degree angle. After removing the painter's tape, if you see any edges that need to be cleaned up, go ahead and do that now, but keep in mind these edges will most likely be covered up with caulk. And you'll want to wait 24 hours until it dries before you apply the caulk, but you should have an amazing, beautiful new bathtub. But here's the thing, does it last? And how do you actually care for this so it does last? So let's talk about how you actually clean your shower here. When you have a refinished shower or tub, you cannot just put Comet or anything abrasive in here. You've got to put something that is not abrasive, that you can just spray in here, let it do its job, and then wipe it down, and hopefully all the dirt will come off. One thing I have noticed is that in this area, it's been 2.5 years since I have refinished. In this area that I've noticed, it's become a little bit more stained, and it's not quite as easy to clean this part. Along the sides, I don't have as much of an issue. And I try to use something that's environmentally friendly, but occasionally I will get some of the scrubbing bubbles because that works pretty well too. And I'll just spray everything down. Let's take this out. All right.
We're going to spray everything down. And then we're just going to wipe it with a clean towel. No scrubbing, because you don't want to disturb the surface that's been refinished. Back here in the corners, it can be a little difficult. But you see the dirt's just wiping away. And I usually try to wipe here. Down here in the corners is where a lot of the stain kind of builds up, and it's easy to wipe away. And I'm just using just an old rag. I'm not going to use anything abrasive, and just wipe. Obviously, you see some chipping here along the drain, and this looks like where I'm probably going to have to refinish, and a little bit of chipping here, but for the most part, this has actually held up really good for the 2.5 years that I've had my shower refinished. I probably think this will last maybe another couple of years once I do a little bit of touch-up, but for the most part, I think it's a good value for what, $200, $250 or less, versus, you know, going and replacing your shower when you can just do this. And if you're trying to sell your house, or maybe you're on a budget and you're not trying to spend a lot of money to redo your bathroom, this is a great option. So if you've got an ugly shower, an ugly tub, you can refinish it and it'll look good, and it's not very difficult to maintain. But what if you want to actually replace it? Well, you got to come back for tomorrow's video, because we are going to be talking about how do you actually replace your tub. You'll get to see that process from start to finish. I will see you tomorrow. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and come back again, because we're going to be doing more bathroom projects for Bathroom Week.